Let us try converting some more decimal numbers into their fractional form. Now, for example, let's take this simple decimal number 0.147. How do we represent this as its fractional form? What would this be equal to if you want to represent it as a fraction in the p by q form? You just have to, if you watch our video on all about decimals in the same channel, I would provide the link in the description. By definition, you would have to write 0.147 as count the number of places after the decimal. In the denominator, you would have those many zeros, which follows a 1, that is 1000, 147 by 1000. So please watch that video for further clarity, but this is how it is. And let me show you one more example. Maybe if you have a number 0.06, how do you represent it as in the p by q form, in the fractional form? Just count the number of decimal places. It is 2, so 2 zeros which follows after 1, so that is 100, and the numerator has this number 6, isn't it? So it's 6 by 100. 6 by 100 is equal to 0.06. Now let's do another example. This time consider a recurring decimal. A recurring decimal 0.9 bar. The bar indicates that the 9 is repeating. So this is equal to 0.9999. So it's non-terminating recurring decimal. In order to represent this as a fractional number, first let's assume that x is the fractional number which denotes 0.9 bar. So x is equal to 0.9 bar or 0.9999. So multiplying this by 10 into x, you just get 9.99999, which is 9.9 bar. Now subtract one from the other, 10x minus x. 10x minus x. Now we would be eliminating all these decimal places by subtraction. This enables us to handle the calculation better. Eliminating decimal places, because 9 is infinite. The 9 after the decimal place is infinite. So one gets subtracted from the other. So 9.9 bar minus 0.9 bar would be equal to just 9. Just 9, or your right hand side is going to be 9x is equal to 9, which says that the value of x is equal to be 9 by 9, right? Dividing both sides by 9, dividing this equation both sides by 9, you get x is equal to 9 by 9, or it is equal to 1 by 1, or which is simply 1. Right? So the fractional form for this 0.99999 is 1. Isn't it surprising? How can something like this be equal to 1? Is it true that the difference between, so if it is equal, what I mean is if 0.9999 is equal to 1, it says that 1 minus 0.9 should be equal to 0, isn't it? This difference should be equal to 0. Is it equal to 0? Now let's explore. Suppose this 9. Now in this, here 9 is infinite. It is the 0.9 bar is 0.999. It's infinite. Suppose it was finite. What would be the difference? Suppose it wasn't infinite like this. What was 1 minus 0. Say you had some 29s maybe. Okay, so it's a finite number. What would be the difference? It would be equal to, what is 1 minus 0.99999? It would be equal to 0.0000. As many 9s as there are, you should put as many zeros and then a 1. So this would be the difference if the 999 was finite. If this had been finite, then you would have had a very small difference. However small it is a difference, right? So 1 would not be equal to, may not be equal to 0.999 if it is finite. But here we have infinite number of 9s. right? Infinite number of 9. So what happens? The number which shows our difference would be 1.09 bar would be 0.08. This is going to be infinite. So it's as good as 0. It is equal to 0. So the difference between 1 and 0.9 bar is equal to 0, and hence 1 is equal to 0.9 bar, or this answer is justified. I have here x is equal to 1, or in other words, 0.9 bar, the question was what is 0.9 bar in the fractional form? It is just the same as 1. I hope you have, intuitively got the answer. Even if you haven't, even if you feel it's the intuition about this is not correct according to you, don't worry. 2-3 years later, in your own higher grades, you would be learning all about this, that 0.9 bar is equal to 1. So just wait for some more years. Thank you.